Hello! Today I thought I'd do something a bit different. I didn't really feel like doing a book review today, so I thought I would do a video about my relationship with writing. If you've watched my previous videos and you subscribe to me, you know that I have written a book that's on Kindle. It's called Call of the Void. I wanted to talk about how I really got into writing and how everything kind of led to Call of the Void. So, I've said before, I have been writing all of my young adult life, even well, since I was about 14. You know, if I think about the things I wrote then, and if I read them now, you know, oh, they make you cringe. But I still love those characters that I wrote then as much as I love the two main characters from Call of the Void, which are Jaren and Callie. I never felt a connection quite like I have with Jaren and Callie, but every other character I've ever created, they will always hold a special place in my heart. So I've been writing, as I said, for a very long time. I don't have any other talents, so when I write a story, I put myself 100% into each and every character. And when I was at school, and I don't know if it's in other countries, but in Britain when I was at school we had careers advice where we had to talk to some outsider that would come into the school and ask you what you want to do. And when I said writer, they said to me, that's not a job. You can't become an author. It's very rare you make money from it. And even at the time, J.K. Rowling was big, but she isn't anything like she is now, so they didn't even use her as an example. So they said to me, you need to find a backup career because you're not going to make it, you know, forget that dream. And to tell someone at the age of 14 to forget the only thing they're good at is a horrible, terrible thing to tell someone. And I didn't enjoy school. I got bullied through school, and when I'd get home I would just throw myself into my writing and I'd forget all the horrible things people said to me and all the horrible looks people give you, and I became lost in another world that I created. And to try to take that away from a child, you know, you are still a child at 14, is awful. So as I grew older, and it was drilled into my head that I needed another career by teachers and, you know, career people. My parents are phenomenal. They have told me to go for my dream from the word go. They have fully supported me, so I have no criticisms with them. But the rest of the world said, you can't become a writer. Stay here, sweetie, stay here. You can't become a writer. You have to find something else. So I chose a career that I hated. I chose hairdressing, and as you can see, I am not a hairdresser. I don't know what made me do it. I think because my friend was like, well, you're good at dyeing hair at the time, so I was like, here we go, hairdresser. But that is what I had to do. I had to find something else because I didn't think I would ever be good enough to write. And even though I am my worst critic, I will write a story and one day I will be like, wow, look what you've created, and the next day I will hate everything about it. I think that, to be honest, is pretty normal with most people who write. I am aware there is a few mistakes still in Call of the Void, but I am beyond proud of myself for what I have done, that it is out there for other people to read, and that is so daunting that people I don't know are reading Call of the Void. I mean, it hasn't sold hundreds of copies, but the people that are reading it, I'm so nervous, but also delighted that people are reading it out there, that maybe someone loves my characters as much as I do. But I would never have got to writing those characters, that story, if I had listened to everyone that had told me I will never be a writer. Because even though I haven't got my book published in paper form, I've got nothing to physically hold in my hand that is a book. To me, I am still an author because it is out there and people are reading it and I've finished. I want other people to feel the same way, people who have been criticised, people that have been told, you won't ever be published, you won't be a writer, find something else, something you hate. You know, hold on to your dream. Your characters are going to be loved by other people. Even if that is one person, that is someone who loves your book. I just think, what would happen if I'd ploughed on with a job I hated? I didn't really write when I was doing hairdressing because I was very down about myself and I couldn't create the characters, they just weren't in my head. And that was, you know, a very miserable time for me. If I don't write, I don't feel right. At the moment I'm not writing because I'm trying to promote Call of the Void and I'm thinking of, I'd say it was a prequel to it more than a sequel. I can still see Jaren and Callie everywhere and I still have that fire in me when I think about that book, and I didn't have that a couple of years ago because of what I had been told by other people, that it wasn't going to work. I just want other people to watch this and understand that you don't have to give up your dream because your school or other adults tell you. A lot of other authors have lots of other writer friends. They have this big writing community, which I don't have, that I choose not to have. Not because I don't like other authors, I just don't. Because I am such a critic of myself, I will start to really hate what I'm writing if I start talking to other writers that are like, oh no, I wouldn't have chosen that idea. I do, okay, that's a bit of a lie, I do have 2 other writing friends. One of my oldest friends, she enjoys writing, but she, bless her, at the moment has the worst writer's block. But she is really good when she's writing. And I have another author friend who found me on Twitter, and he is a published author, and his name is ingram-brown, and he writes the Firebird Chronicles. I'll put a link below to his Twitter and to Amazon where his book will be. He's been extremely supportive of me, and he is always doing something to do with writing, and I am jealous that his whole job is reading or writing or something to do with books, and I don't know how he does that. I'm so jealous. They are the only 2 friends that write that I've chosen to be with. I don't go on other forums, I don't like scour the internet looking for other writer friends because it's unhealthy for me. And I just want to say, follow your, you know, it sounds really cheesy, but follow your dreams because you are going to get there, you honestly are. And get lost in your characters, and whatever you choose to write, like I can't write in silence, but you might be able to. If that's what you do, just go home and put an hour away to yourself to write, because you're going to regret if you stop because someone tells you you're not good enough. Thank you very much. Goodbye.